Yo guys, uh, welcome back to today's video. Today's gonna be a little bit of a different video, cause you know how I always go up and be like, "Oh yeah, let's do this today in this video," or "I did this," or "This is what's happening to this video." Well, today's video is just gonna be a bit different. Instead of me actually, you know, doing things where I'm trying to beat something or do a challenge. I just want to do like a sit down story time, and I wanted to call it story time with Crimson. So, boy, I have stories, and these stories are gonna be based off real life, but I'm not gonna leak any names or locations, address, nothing. It's just gonna be told in a simple story format, and they're pretty funny, at least in my eyes, because I did this story specifically happened between me and my friend, and at least in my eyes, it's funny. If it's not funny, well, whatever. But all right, I think it's a good time to get into the video. Okay, so this story starts off with me and my friend. I was gonna be spending the night this night, okay, and I show up at his house a bit, like maybe 3 minutes early, and I'm just sitting outside his house because he's still sleeping. And when he finally wakes up, he calls me back because I spam called him a bunch of times, and he called back and he's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I'm at your house." And he's like, "What?" And then so he wasn't even ready for the day, but he still came down, got opened the door, let me in, whatever, you know. And so we went in his house, okay. And for a little bit, we were just like playing video games, talking, whatever. And it kind of got kind of boring. I was like, "You want to go hang outside?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And so we go outside and we're walking down this one street. We're gonna start heading into like a downtown, but more of like the uptown part of it. And it's where like you would see more like grocery stores and things like that kind of area if you were in a town. And as we're going up here, like walking there, he's like, "Yo, you want to go just troll people?" And I was like, "What do you mean by trolling?" And he's like, like just make someone's day worse." I was like, "I mean, yes, but no, because like it's kind of mean." And he's like, "Well, it's either that or it's just boring walks." And I was like, "True." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." We brought a speaker, by the way. I forgot to mention that before we left. We brought a speaker, and we start walking uptown. And I was like, "What are we gonna do?" And he's like, "We should go inside a McDonald's bathroom and play fart noises while screaming to the fart noises." And let me tell you, this man had found the most diabolical diarrhea sound that you could hear on the face of the earth. And like the speaker we used was loud. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're getting in so much trouble." And so yada yada yada. We get on the street to go to the McDonald's. It's like right down the road, and he's like, "Okay, we got the setup. I got it into audio file. Everything's ready. Everything's set up. We just have to get into the bathroom without getting in trouble or kicked out." And to no avail, we got in the bathroom. Okay. And there's only one stall in this McDonald's, so it was like, well, it's not gonna be as funny because we like only one person could do it, so that means only one person could possibly get in trouble, even though we came in at the same time, so they would figure it out and stuff. Foreshadowing right there. That's a foreshadow for later. But yeah, so he goes into the stall, and I decided to just take the urinal, and I use the urinal, and he starts playing the noise. It was so hilarious. I kid you not. I was laughing. I could not hold myself straight. Like if someone had walked in, they would know I'd be the apprentice of what was happening in that bathroom. And so I would have gotten kicked out personally myself. But it I kid you not, it was so hilarious. But the funny thing was no one came in and no one supposedly heard the sound. Sorry if you're hearing bangs on the mic. It's my mic's pretty weird. But no one heard it unless they did hear it and they just didn't care. No one walked in and no one heard the noise. I was like, man, that's stupid. The whole point was it to like to annoy people, but no one got annoyed or they just ignored it. So I mean, props to the people who didn't deal with it. I mean, like, yeah, it's stupid crap. We should have done that, but that's not where the story ends. Okay, so we decided, well, that didn't work. So we're gonna go to a different store, a shopping part, and that's like in a little like shopping outlet area that's by the McDonald's, but it's across the street of the main road to the highway. And we go across that road and we go straight to this superstore, or not superstore, but it's like a store that sells stuff cheaper. And he's already been here a couple times. I haven't been here because they just kind of added it. He's already been there a couple times, and so we walk in and we start walking around and we find the bathroom. Gosh, why? Okay, so basically what happens is we go in the bathroom. Okay, right? When we walk in the bathroom, I was like, I was gonna take a stall, but I was like, is someone in here? Because it sounded like so. I heard a noise real quick. It was like a quick noise. As I was like worried that there's someone in here, because then we couldn't both use a stall. But this time there was two stalls. Okay, and so he decides to take the stall next to the person who's in the far stall. So there's this one stall, and then there's far stall, and then there's the urinals. I don't have like my friend has the video. If I have the video, I'm gonna make a part two of this because I don't want this story to be too long. So in the part two, if I can get the video, I'll play the video. Uh uh and I'll kind of dissect what it's talking about. But yeah. So but yeah, as we are talking about, we're in this bathroom, okay? He takes the stall. I've already explained this pretty much. He's in the stall and he plays the noise. It was so loud. I didn't want it to be too loud, and he's also like screaming and stuff with it. It was hilarious, but I didn't want it to be too loud, so I go to the air to because I already washed my hands. There's like an air dryer. I start using the air dryer, and it was like it was loud. But then he looks over the stall, like he stands up, looks over the stall, and he's like he takes his hand. You know how like you do like the cut it off thing with your hand. He was telling me to do that. I was like, "You're so cooked." And so I stopped doing it, and I start to leave the bathroom. As I open the door, the worst part of the audio clip starts playing, and it was like, "Oh my!" And there's this old lady standing out in front of these bathrooms trying to shop for something, but all you hear is him screaming, "Ah!" While like the like diarrhea noise is playing, and she just looks in at me, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And I was like, I start walking away, my head down. I was ashamed because that would I felt like I was the one doing that, and I was gonna be blamed for everything, but it was like. So it was bad. But yeah. And I walked away and he comes out of the restroom. I guess the lady had left, but like it was embarrassing, dude. And so I decided that you know, it was yeah. I just went to these couches that they had in the place and I sat down waiting for him and he comes out and he's like talking about and he's like, it was so funny, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty funny. But I felt embarrassed. It was like, I liked it. I'll still do it with him again because it's fun and funny to us. But I already said it. Part two will have the rest of the story. I didn't want to keep this story too long, but I will tell you in part two. Um, yeah, in part two, you're going to get to, uh, what you call it. You'll get to hear what I meant by foreshadowing. If you know what I mean by foreshadowing, and I was talking about it earlier, then you'll understand what's gonna happen next. But other than that, I think this is a good place to stop for part one. And If you guys like this, make sure to like the video, please. Just because I want to know if you guys would like more story times. It would help me out amazingly if you guys did. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this part one. I'll be having part two come out sometime soon. Don't know when, but I'll be making part two sometime soon. And I will promise that I will make sure part two comes out. And but other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever it is. Just have a great time of that. And I wish y'all the best luck in whatever you guys are doing in a daily life. So yeah, uh, if you would like to subscribe, that's your choice. I mean, I've been trying to get more subscribers lately. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.